Happy 2023. Bruno's like too much energy for me.
Early for you.
Early.
Welcome everyone to Cut the Shit, Cue the Genius, where you are the geniuses. We're just here as a filter, like totally just to filter your awesomeness and make, this be an amazing year. We have a great I don't know. I actually stumbled there, but I have Liz Caruso and Michelle Bruno, known as Bruno. And are you guys ready for this year? I think this year is going to be extra spicy, as they say on SNL. What do you guys think?
I just wake up every day and go, I hope I make it through. I'm not thinking, that far ahead. It's just like, I'll go like week by week or by month and just like, okay, I'm just going to be ready to handle whatever life throws at me. But I don't know. I don't have an answer.
I think some people are, hey, Sean. I think some people are actually also thinking of like the beginning of January. It's like, do I give it my all, or do I just, keep a little bit? Is this Q5 of 2022? What the F is going on? Yeah. Or no, I got it planned. So I would love to know from everybody that's listening in, where are you at? Liz, where are you at?
I'm still feeling it out. I'm like, okay. I mean, with client stuff, we're busy and we're talking to planners all the time who are busier than they've been in the past. And that's great. I know one of the things we want to talk about in the coming weeks is partnerships, because I'm seeing tons of that. We're doing a lot of that.
Yes.
So that's great. But where our industry is going, what kinds of programs people are going to be running, what sponsorships are going to be looking like, what the heck is happening with event tech, I don't know. All of that stuff. I'm just like, we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, and Sean, kudos to you for client programs in January. Oh my God. So I hope that trend keeps on for you, because you are a rock star and a genius. So thank you for being one of our regulars. I feel like this could be Cheers, the bar. So here.
Where everyone knows Sean's name.
Where everybody knows Sean. But I also, I think there's going to be a lot of vetting out where in our industry or outside of our industry, professionals, what I'm hearing is they're vetting out what they really want to focus on and what they want to let go of. And it's about effing time. So that, I know Bruno always, the message that I always get is just stay in one lane. You do not need to own the whole highway with 3 lanes and the shoulder and all of that, which I would really, really challenge people to take a look at what they are going to be focusing on. I have to tell you, it is the hardest thing for me. So let's talk partnerships. Let's do that, Liz. And also with everybody else that's wanting to go that route. We have an interesting topic at hand today, because it is exciting the shit out of people and it is scaring the shit out of people. And I know that Bruno, you have been playing around with ChatGPT. I know we're going to need to define it for a second, but Liz, this was your first time seeing it and you're like, what is this? So AI is on fire. It's kind of fascinating. Morning. I don't know who the Facebook user is, so you better tell your name. But the whole idea of artificial intelligence, I remember the days way back. I think it was maybe PCMA Convening Leaders, which is happening next week. But this must have been maybe 7 years ago when we were trying to define what artificial intelligence was like. And Corbin Ball and we were trying to help eventprofs understand it. And in my head, I'm like, this is too complicated. That's way back. This is it's invisible technology. that just does magic for you in the background, and we didn't want to go into like, okay, this is how it works. And I can't even remember the technology that everybody was touting at that time, where it's like AI and you put data in it and then it spits out all this wonderful thing. And then now it is this machine learning. It's a bundle of joy, right? Where it actually, I think the latest tool or platform that everybody's just like, is this going to take over my world? Is this going to like delete me from the workforce, or is this just going to help me? And Bruno, can you describe OpenAI, or like AI, or the invisible
Yeah, so
technology?
OpenAI is the sort of loose organization that built an AI engine. Their engine is called ChatGPT, and it's very simple to go in and register. I mean, I think they probably just want to know who's using it, and which is another side to it. People like, oh my God, now another, an AI engine knows who I am, and like those days.
We're going to get into privacy issues.
Yeah, whatever.
Will have its own GDPR, blah, blah, blah.
And once you're in to this website, which is at openai.com, is that what it is, Liz?
Yeah.
Anyway, once you're into this website, you just go to a window and you type in any kind of question, and it will spit out an answer, except that Liz already broke it.
I broke it already. You know me. First thing I put in is like, we don't know anything about that topic. But yesterday, Craig sent me a description. It was like Texie Talk is, and it was what it is. It was like 3 paragraphs. And I was like, what is this? He's like, oh, that's from ChatGPT. So we're going to try it now so people can see it. This is fun. All right.
It is fun.
What
And
are,
if anybody that's listening in has tried it, please let us know what you tried it with or to do, or
what
did
are you
you
doing
also
with this?
break it like Liz did?
This is not going to break it, I think. Let's see. So what are 2023 event trends? You just type it in. Look, I broke it again.
I think you've been red flagged.
I don't have the ability to browse the internet or access new information. Come on, guys.
Wait, so what did you say? What are
2023 event trends? I'm sorry, but I'm not able to browse the internet or access information about current events because my knowledge was fixed at a certain point in time.
Okay.
This is so interesting.
I also got an error occurred. I put in the same thing. An error occurred. If this issue persists, please contact us. So I guess what's really is it? It's
so now I just did what are event trends, and Sean says it's at capacity right now. You just have to keep refreshing. This is.
I bet you all the middle school and high school students are pounding the heck out of this right now.
Yeah.
I'm curious if anyone else has this open. If you search what are event trends, would it put the exact same answer? It does.
Yeah. Let's see.
Like if a bunch of students all use this, would a teacher know?
So, I mean,
yes, because there are now also tools that tell whether it's
true.
generated by a.
Yeah.
So what the heck are you guys doing with this? Dahlia, you were talking about apps or something? People are building apps with this? I don't know what is going on.
People are building apps. So the whole idea is, let's talk about use case scenarios, right? So right now, and it seems the sky's the limit, because if you truly do a search on hashtag ChatGPT, even just on LinkedIn, but especially on Twitter, that's where most of the viral like content is happening. You're going to see everybody talking about using it for content purposes, for brainstorming, for list me hooks on how I can promote my business of X, Y, and Z on this platform for these people, and you have to truly be very detailed in regards to that, or you also put limitations. The other thing that I've seen, another case scenario, and this could be elementary, like what time is it? At 9:41 today, because tomorrow there could be like a whole other playing field with this. This is where people get super excited, and it's like, how am I going to keep up? Because you have others that are already building code. So like if you go back into open AI or chat GPT and say, show me code, it's still thinking for you, but like, let's create an app for to remind people to take their medication in the morning, kind of thing. And so what it's if you had put the word code in there, it would actually literally give you the code. Yep, Craig's spot on. So
Yeah, Craig is like my filter. He looks at all the 5 trillion things that are happening in the world and then tells me the top 10.
I
And
need
I just
Craig in my life right now.
you can now build WordPress plugins with GPT, is what he's saying.
I think, yeah, that's a new line of business for you, Liz. Hire out Craig for just like stuff like that.
That is a line of business currently.
So like if you put in build code, here is a code sample.
What?
Boom.
What the heck?
Yeah. So here's the beauty, and I'm not going to go into danger. I'm going to leave that up to Bruno. But here's the beauty of this. I honestly think that this is almost like a launch pad, right? We've always gotten stuck mentally, or we've had writer's block, or we're like, let's test out headlines for emails. Let's do this that's different for marketing, trends, for example, or flipping the script, like give me the event pitfalls of 2022. And the whole idea now is we're so accelerated. So we thought that after the Corona coaster, technology like boomed and took off. Yeah, I think we're at a different stage right now. So it's a beautiful stage, but there's also cons to it. And I understand there, the beauty of this is seeing what new ideas are going to come and how you're going to it, your marketing, or how you're going to like look at new topics or new designs or new strategies. The problems are going to be on the flip side. You have decision makers that are very set in their ways. How's that going to go? So the agility and the rapid fire that we're seeing right now, how is that going to be handled? Bruno, what are your thoughts?
How is that going to be handled? Badly. I think that people's first impulse will be to use it to cheat on something. And I guess that you could redefine cheating. We were talking yesterday about Vivian and I about rewriting your resume, which is another topic in the weeks to come, and how Gen Z just regards certain things in a resume as like no big deal, and people in my generation to be like, oh my God, you can't put that in a resume. You'll never get hired, sort of thing. Anyway, I think when I was thinking about this topic this morning, I was thinking about like maybe 20, 30 years ago, there was this whole layer of middle management that I felt didn't really know anything. You were either on the front lines and you had to be super skilled, or you were like the CEO and you were just really good at like directing everyone and having vision. And like this layer of middle management, I think people got extremely wealthy being just like middle management people that didn't know a whole lot, but at least people liked them. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think of Chat GPT sort of like that. It's creating this sort of surface layer of information that if you're above it, you can take it and create vision and direct a company. If you're below it, you're going to have to use it to like really knuckle down and put your nose to the grindstone and use it in a positive way. But if you just stick with the middle, like just take it at face value and like try and lift that copy or lift that code and like use it right away, I think it's going to go badly.
Yeah, Joe is saying code is a perfect example of a limitation. If you don't understand the code, how do you add more features? Like, it's fine to just cut and paste that code, but if you actually want to do something meaningful, you cannot just put it in and then copy that and use it for something, which is very true.
Yeah.
Which means we're all going to have to up our games.
Oh, like tremendously. So like in the last couple of years where we thought, let's all learn virtual.
Yeah.
Nah. Like it's like we're gonna have to up our games. So I'm gonna stay on the positive side because I will in regards to this is a great thing, but it's also super quick for many, meaning super quick for them to say it is so great, we need to put parameters on it and we need to put guidelines on it and we need to put like restrictions and limitations and what does that mean for our kids? Are they going to then go in here and write their reports and their thesis and blah blah blah? So this reminds me of another convening leaders, and I think it was maybe, I want to say 10 years, let's make it a decade ago, where they literally got on stage when social media started becoming a big thing. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're going to tweet out what speakers are saying? What about the legal issues around the tweets and the live tweets? No, we should take everybody's phone at the door. And, and the lawyer and Deborah Sexton took the stage and they're like, wait a minute, we can't really do that. Like, you're going to have to change, expectations. You're going to have to change contracts and this and that. So basically, you're going to have to work with what we got. And it's the same with this. So in my head, I'm like, okay, you want to put limitations on your kids or your employees or your new recruits that are just going to go on here and you're going to ask, Liz is going to ask, a new marketing manager, go put me a marketing strategy plan or a social media plan, have at it. They're going to go right in here and they're going to use it and they're going to deliver it probably in 10 minutes. And then you're going to say, what the heck happened? And that's exactly what is going to be happening. It's happening right now with schools and stuff. My take is then you're going to have to work really hard as top management or as directors in order to have them think different. This could be a platform. Use the platform to do the plan, but then it has to be a little bit more customized. You have to do a little bit more, or you're going to have to think of it in a different way. You're not going to be able to tell people you can't use it. You can't have it where you're going to have these bots as management to tell you, did Bruno really write that, or did she just put it like on OpenAI and let it run during the night while she was sipping wine or something? It's you rolled your eyes, but what I'm saying is this is where the case scenarios have to be almost like co-created. Use it and then not use it, but.
Well, I mean, for the events industry overall, artificial intelligence is not really new and it's very powerful, right? Like, we think about like session recommendations on event tech. That is essentially AI. It's taking a ton of data and aggregating it in different ways. And yes, that is a whole privacy thing. There's a lot of questions around whether we want companies to have this data. But to Dahlia's point, they already have it. You've already given it to them by clicking yes on all those terms that you never read, myself included. And so I think this is really cool because it's kind of the tip of the iceberg. Yes, just like Dahlia is saying, this is very much like the early days of Twitter. There's ridiculous. It's the wild, wild west. You're going to see people do all kinds of ridiculous things with this. And only a small portion is going to be truly amazing. You're going to be like, holy, they created that with that little thing, or they got inspired to do something by looking at that. Even a little example, like yesterday, Craig sent me a description of Texty Talk, like I said, there were things in that I thought like, oh, I've never thought to say that about Texty Talk, but it came through in the branding. Apparently the words are out there enough, but they're not words I would have picked up on. So there's some power here. And I think anytime there's this kind of power out there, then the question is, are you going to be one of those who's jumping into something like this and start like, this is what I'm going to do all day. I'm telling you, I'm just going to start putting random questions in here, see what it comes back with. And that's kind of like always, right? The bell curve. There's always those of us who are in here breaking it and like asking weird questions. And we are just at the beginning though. Like I bet most people have not yet actually gone in here and really tried to do anything meaningful with it.
No.
So we're going to have to ride that wave
Yeah.
then that comes with all the regulations and the, just the good stuff and the bad stuff. And you see it all when you're in this early. I mean, this is a pretty early conversation about this.
It might also increase the value of analog processes, which could be meeting planners. There's a lot that planners do that is not digital. I mean, they're literally using their eyeballs to, go into a room and figure out like, is everything correctly done? Maybe that will also leak into other professions, which could be a good thing. I would use it for things like, hey, if your kid has a really rare disease, have this tell you how many other doctors in the world are working on this disease, have made breakthroughs, have published papers.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, it's like we got to go on Google and know so much even to put search terms in. This could really facilitate some amazing things. And I'm hoping that's the aim of the organization to begin
Well,
with.
we already know which big boys are going to try to embed this like automatically. And I believe Google already did.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Joe, other than him trying to like steal my, marketing plan while, and good luck to you and your kid today for your demo, Joe, on your new app. But Joe says Microsoft announced that Bing will be using the underlying technology for search, so some iteration of it is here to stay perfectly. Microsoft and Bing, I don't know about Bing. Were you guys Bing users? I feel like Netscape, like the twirl of the internet, the Explorer thingy and stuff like that. Anyway,
people use it though.
Well, they have to be. I think also for corporate privacy and so forth. I'm just kidding. But the whole idea is, when people say we are in an information age, do they still say that, or is it just me? Am I still like lagging on that? Are we in an information age?
Information overload age. But I heard something interesting on Joe Pulizzi and Robert Rose's podcast. It's called This Old Marketing. Robert was predicting that Google would deprecate the value in search results of content created by chatbots. And then Joe said they probably already have. So that might cure the fifth graders who are, wildly creating all their book reports using this. If it's published, they're on to you already.
But here's the idea. I would actually challenge the fifth graders that are using it. I am positive that Lily, my 15-year-old, is living in it right now. $100,000 is already done in her mind before she graduates high school because of this, right? But like, this is where I also wonder, it's going to be harder and longer, difficult conversations. You're using this amazing machine and you think it's going to make you a ton of money really, really quickly. That's a sense of, so how do you slow that train down? And so like, yes, fifth grader, you're going to use it, you're going to do your report, etc. Then go back to the report. And how do you personalize that? How do you like put in, or maybe God forbid, you're going to have to talk to, maybe it's a report on family trees, and God forbid, you're going to have to talk to relatives and put like, personalized stories in it. So even though we're in an information overload age, have we, and this is a question for both of you, have we humanized technology enough, or is that the next focus, especially for event profs?
I I'll just say this quickly, Liz, and then I want to know what you think. But I really think that at the end of the day, it's just another constraint that will cause us to be more creative. You know, if the absolute change that we're experiencing, everyone has access to the same tools, the people that will stand out are going to be the ones that add something to that body of technology or to those baseline foundational tools. And that will happen because at the end of the day, we're still human. And I think we're ultimately more creative than any X's and O's can be. So maybe I think it's going to be a good thing. So
Yeah,
there.
but I do think, to Dahlia's point, that we already live in a super fast-paced consumerist society where I want it, I get it now. You know, how many apps do I have on my phone alone that are delivery, instant, somehow related to getting me what I want right now, whether it's digital or physical? And I do think more of this adds to that expectation that you want something. I know I just had a conversation with someone who's having a business. They're starting a new business based off of this, where they're going to generate all their blog content and they're going to fill it with affiliate links and they're going to post it out there. And I think I'm not surprised to see if there's a billion people out there who are doing that. And there are certain expectations around how this information is going to change our expectations and how quickly we think we're going to get things and how quickly we think we're going to make money and how quickly we think we can scale up this business. And some of it is good, but yes, I think we are majorly lacking the humanity in all of this. There is just this pressure on every human being to be doing more, faster, faster, faster. And I have been feeling a very strong undercurrent in the last year of people who are saying, like, great, but where is the human in all of this? We've talked many times on the show about mental health, white space, slowing down. And to your point, Michelle, I think that's going to be the thing that people add to all of this that will be the thing that helps them stand out, is how does this impact humanity? I think that's super powerful. There's a lot we can do with this.
Yeah,
But
it'll probably spark the opposite reaction. It's a pendulum, right?
yes,
Go
exactly.
one direction. Now we're all up here. It's going to go the other way, and everyone's going to be like, let's just do 3 days of heavy duty meditation. You
I would
know,
not be surprised if we're really pushing the boundaries of that one side of the pendulum.
yeah.
I feel like that current is getting louder and louder of people who are like getting off social media, turning things off, no tech hour, you know. And I don't think we'll go to a world that's a complete opposite where there's just like no technology. But I do think we're starting to hit that high point on the one side. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So real quick before we go, rapid fire. Bruno, 5 ideas of how to use this fascinating tool.
Well, I don't know if I can come up with 5, but making lists, using it to just create a framework around an idea. Like Liz said, it'll bring in things you haven't thought about. I think to do high level things that you couldn't possibly, because you don't have the expertise, even begin to think about. I think vanity uses, like, am I as a brand, as a personal brand, not me because I don't care, but am I getting traction? Does ChatGPT know about me? Then I'm a thing. And then finally, I think just you know think intentionally about, how can I use this to do good? How can I solve a problem that other people need to be solved for good reasons? Those are my 5.
Liz.
I don't know about 5, but I do think the code thing is very interesting. It's almost like more advanced Zapier, and I don't think people should be building businesses off of it, to Joe's point. But the reminder to take your medicine, I noticed in that code that it's like the reminder goes off, but then you need to check, is it between this time and this time? And has the action happened? And it was, I mean, I'm sure there are ways to make it better, but I think that will encourage us to think about ways that we can almost automate certain things of our life that we're doing that we weren't already doing. I just typed in fastest ways to make money just to see what would come up, and it has a whole list of stuff. So I wonder if people will be doing it just to brainstorm and problem solve around. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to community Facebook groups or moms groups, and I'm like, what's the best plumber in our area? Like, why not try it here first? So I wouldn't be surprised. And then on the event side, I do think from a branding standpoint, what are the top events to go to in 2023? I'll be putting that in later to see which ones come up and which ones don't get noticed. And what does that mean? I'm sure that doesn't mean that those are the best, but so I think there's a billion things you could do with this.
What about how do I make the most money off of Craig, my husband, who's already using it?
That's my next question.
You gotta
Right?
feed that into the machine.
How do you monetize your husband for your
How do
business?
you monetize it? Other than dad duties, like you said. I think that, with this platform, other uses would be for validation, meaning, if you have a plan or if you have a direction of a new business or your own business or services, that you flesh it out first and then you put it in here to see what comes up and to see if it will spark any new additions, new ideas, etc. The other thing I think from a content side, it definitely helps with writer's block and with brainstorming. It should not take over your whole entire writing. Like, the person who says, oh, building a business around the blogs and the affiliation and so forth. I think I think that might actually hurt in the end. Content overload is going to be even more now, right? So that's one. For event profs, it truly is where, help me put a schedule for a summit for our salespeople that don't want to sit still, that love to talk, blah blah blah, and give ideas on that. Where it comes for programming, for content ideas, for networking ideas, it's for ideation, and it is also, I think, for just creativity. Like, I would love to have a group of us. Maybe we should do this. A group of us and in open AI and just give prompts and have us all, take a stab at it and see what kind of answers we get. And then we co-curate that together.
How about back in the day when you were trying to figure out things to do with your kids in the summer?
Yeah.
Man, if I would have had this. It's like, I am so out of ideas. Camp, here we come.
Wait, I have to show you guys this because, of course, I'm playing with this the whole time we're talking.
Because you multitask. What is that?
Who are the top people in the events industry?
Who is it?
Who are the top people in the events industry?
Oh, really? So there you go. It's not an SEO move anymore.
List.
Maybe you and I won't make this list.
We're not on the list.
Yes.
And you didn't have to go through a whole voting process and make people post it out. There, someone can write a blog post on this.
There you go.
I'm not on the other list, and I'm not on that one. So,
what do these lists mean anyway? Well, that's a whole nother question, though. Is people are going to rely on this for a lot of things: code building, generation. How do you know that any of this is even accurate, or what is it based on?
It kind of reminds me of a Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Who's going to go in and let me correct this for you. No, why am I not number one? Hello, But
it'd be interesting to see.
Anyway, so just thought-provoking. Take a look. If you haven't, played with it, go have fun. Take a look at other AI, driven platforms as well. I know we focused a lot on ChatGPT. There is a ton out of there right now. And you're probably using some that you don't even know that are AI driven, which is fine. That's okay. So, but love having you here on the episode. This is number 1. Are we going back like number 1 of 2023? Is that how we're numbering these?
No, we're on 32 now already.
Oh my
Is that
God.
possible?
That's
Well, got
crazy.
some changes that we need to talk about.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes. So announcements. Bruno, you want to take on the announcements?
Yeah, we're starting an hour later, starting next week.
We're
People
starting
were
an hour
calling
later
in
because
Utah for-
our West Coast friends were suffering at 6 a.m. in the morning,
Mhm.
and then they pleaded, and we're like, yeah, fine, that's okay.
I need
So,
Yeah, and we hope our European friends can bear with us just for an
Yes.
hour later.
so we're having coffee and they're having wine or beer, so it's no problem.
Yeah.
So
that's
10
Team
o'clock.
Spirit.
That's gonna be the
10:30.
10:30.
10:30.
10:30. Sorry,
Say it again. 10:30
10:30 Eastern time.
Mhm.
Yes. It's gonna 10:30 Eastern time.
Mhm.
And we also have a list of upcoming topics. So get ready. So the next one is on event NFTs in 23, January 19th. Should Gen Z rewrite your resume? That's going to be a fun one.
Mhm.
January 26th, the new era of white label partnerships. That's perfect. And
Mhm.
if you have any topics that you would like to talk about, I know you are not a shy audience. Please let us know. Go to the website link and or tell us on LinkedIn. Up to you. And this was it. This was good.
Happy New Year.
And
I
we're
know
on
what Liz is going to be doing all day long. So
Yeah. There goes all my work for the day.
the new birth
Great.
control.
thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for being with us.
Yay.
And what else? Cool. So we're gonna see you next week on Thursday at 10:30 Eastern time.
Yep.
Have a great week. If you are at Convening Leaders, Bruno and myself are going to see you there. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.